Ring. Did you make sure to practice, Peachapun?
Just did so. I also have a video that is just all of Nia's lines. It's like 10 minutes of just Nia. Yep.
Good thing that my phone just decided to say, hey, it's snowing. That's a good question. I have a plan for after our little D&D game, which is going to be pretty fun to do in general. Even though the first time that I did it I kind of had trouble with keeping attention on it. But I'm gonna. Ask Pichikun that question. Because he was watching at the time.
Right. Song's done, so going live.
Yeah. Mine is done too.
Hello, everybody. Is my mic picking up? No, it's not picking up.
Well, I can hear you.
Well, I know you can hear me, but I can't. I don't know if it looks like they can't hear me in.
Of course.
There we go. That should fix it. Yep. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to some more Dungeons and Dragons, back into the Tomb of Annihilation campaign.
Though surprisingly, we have found very little tombs, even if we've been annihilated a few times.
We've technically already lost like 3 people.
Well, only one to a technical death. Because Osler just went and fucked off. Rote is in the Temple of Gond, and the doc got eaten effectively by the Mercury Dragon. So yeah.
And Blitz never made it to the island. Von Kaw's guy.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot about Von Kaw actually joining. Way back when.
Yep. He didn't even make it here. He got paid off by a rat man.
But yes, we have experienced a lot of, well, crap, as you just heard the party saying. We have our newest character, at least, in the
Yeet.
form of
I
Dune.
I have a feeling that we're missing a player.
At least in roll 20. There they are.
Yeah.
There they are.
And I still do not have that sword.
Time to do the weekly tests. And wasting the 20s.
Waste all the 20s.
Let's see.
Well, I wasted a 1 and a 20. So
Oh my.
it all works out. I failed my dexterity check, but made my dex save.
I rolled a 19 and a 20 on a test arcana.
So Digi, essentially, you tried to leap to grab the ledge. You failed to grab the ledge, but you end up doing a really awesome backflip and landing on your feet.
If only that was the way that it actually worked. Of you failed to do the dex thing, so you got to do a save for your failing of the dex thing. Oh hey, you succeeded it, so you don't. No, so you you don't totally biff it.
You failed successfully.
It's like one of those you do a front flip and fail the flip, but somehow successfully cat land on your feet.
Wouldn't that be doing a flip, though, in a respect?
It's a flip with extra steps.
Yep. It's one of those
Well-
flips where you're still facing the ground, and it's like you don't feel like you have enough momentum, but then you kick your legs back so you can give yourself a just tiny bit more. And it just barely flips you just right. But if you didn't kick your legs back, you would have just.
But the group finds themselves back in Port Nzaru, rested, recovered after a good night's rest, and some relatively free food, although they had to pay a gold each for the rooms. But still nice.
Beach party! Just kidding.
Having also met a very mysterious pair in a wizard and a fighter. We got a few gifts out of and got some information
And got
about
rudely
the
kicked
weapon.
out. But nicely apologized to.
But yeah, so what does the group want to do?
That would, in fact, be the question. Well, let's see. We've got that scroll that allows us to go to any hex that we've been to. As far as, like, swords are concerned, like last time, as far as I know, Kitsu has the sword. Or Shauna has the sword.
Yeah, Shanna has swords. I just have the issues of implementing them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They exist, but they do not exist.
It's Schrodinger's pig sticker.
I forgot to make the homebrew items in the actual D&D Beyond. So when if you're using one of you're using one of the swords, just let me know.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, well, let's see. Well, we can either try to scrape together enough to get another boat to make any more river travel easy, or we can just thug it through the jungle again.
How much were boats again?
You would remember they cost 50 gold pieces.
That moment you realize that your bladed brass knuckles cost the same as a boat.
Funny enough, I have enough for us to get boats. It's just that I would be down two.
Yeah, and I'm pretty strapped for cash as well.
Above board, Shauna's sitting on 52 gold pieces.
Yeah, meanwhile, I've got 8.
At this moment that Diggory remembers, he is carrying the studded leather armor that he could probably try to upsell because it's got a magical infusion on it.
That is very true.
Because it is the armor that Wenwen had, and is the thing that you basically picked up.
Right.
Well, Spice and Wolf scene.
Well, we could
I
certainly
love
try
that.
that.
I love that scene where Polo is like, look at these fur coats. Touch them, smell them.
Wasn't it Holo that says to smell them?
Yes, that's what it is. Holo that told the guy to touch the furs, smell them, pull on them as tight as possible.
And since they smell of apples, that means they're fresh.
Yep. And she actually gets the guy to pay up huge on pelts.
I get the feeling that there are some parts there are some books our collection might be missing.
All right, so are you guys trying to sell that armor?
I think no one can use it.
Well,
I think.
technically, I can use it. Kitsu can. Shauna can use it. Theoretically, so too could Idun, but
No.
you get better from unarmed defense.
Yeah, I don't get anything from it because monks don't have armor proficiencies.
All right.
So basically,
yeah,
you
and me and Shauna wear heavy armor, so this is really not. It's probably
Yeah.
would be worth trying it to sell it.
Yeah.
So what kind was it?
It's a studded leather armor with a what infusion?
It is a character in with as soon as it loads, a armor of magical strength infusion.
All right, so reroll strength saves.
You add your intelligence modifier to a strength check or strength saving.
All right.
And as a reaction, when you would be knocked down, you can expend a charge to not be knocked down.
And I'm wearing I actually swap out the chainmail for the breastplate +1, which is medium. So I went from heavy to medium.
Well, it works for you.
All right, well, you
yep.
can easily find
Nope, go ahead.
The thing, so you can easily find somebody who would be willing to buy the armor from you. Um,
Mm,
they say because it was owned by somebody else, they point to some of the areas that have taken some damage to it. Um, but including the enchantment on it, they'll give you the original 45 gold pieces for it.
Hmm.
You can either take that deal or you can try either persuasion to um, get them to raise the price, or you can roll investigation to see if you can't find a better somebody who's be willing to sell or buy it from you.
45 sounds like a reasonable amount for me. But I also have a +6 investigation and a 3 persuasion, so.
If you were going to try to persuade, it would be Shauna that would do it.
Correct.
Dune is of no help here. +1s in both.
I think I'd be willing just to take the 45. Unless anyone.
Does anybody have any other ideas, or do you want to take the 45 gold?
mm.
Cinder?
Ah,
Anybody?
I'm
Going once.
I think
Going
it's
twice.
good.
Sold to the gentleman for 45 gold.
The merchant greedily rubs his hands together and hands you the 45 gold.
Yes, yes, yes. I know you're going to be selling this for 150 or more later, so whatever. Possibly even 500.
I just posted a video for after stream if people want to actually watch it.
Yep.
It's a hilarious scene.
Noticed.
And
Oh,
then right when the armor gets handed to him, the studded leather armor just melts from poison. No, it doesn't. That'd be hilarious, though.
It
It's
would.
just like it just barely is keeping together up until you handed it off and got the money for it.
That would be truly hilarious.
And then we would be put on the board for headhunters.
Yep. Well, actually,
So
at that
you
point, it probably might be more of a let the buyer beware sort of thing. If the merchant wasn't aware that it was going to disintegrate from acid, and we weren't aware that it was going to disintegrate from acid, then really, whose fault is it? It's both of ours. So we just walk away, and as the transaction has legally been finished, and we all just take it as a learning experience. Don't trust the doc's gear.
I was gonna say you could just blame the doc. He's not here to defend himself anymore.
Yeah.
Well, it's not your fault he decided to keep a vial of acid in his pocket.
How was I supposed to know it was set to self-destruct?
This armor's gonna self-destruct in 10 minutes.
It had the smell of sulfur and brimstone, and it was beeping ominously, but how did we know it was going to do something weird?
All right, so the group has another 45 gold in their pocket,
Yay!
and an early part of the day. What is the group going to do? Spend some more time around town trying to gather up some more supplies? Or are you ready to head back out into the wild, wild world?
Well, we still have the rain catchers that we spent so much time getting. The only thing I can think of that we would necessarily need again would be the boat. And we can definitely afford that now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Let's head out to the Wild Wild West. Wait, what?
Yippee
Are
yow
you
ka yeah,
guys
yippee yow yow yow, or however that song went. It's been a
are
while
you
since I've
guys
seen that
using the
movie.
scroll to teleport yourself anywhere?
I would be more willing to suggest we hold on to it for a hasty retreat. And then we could just strike off into the great unknown. Maybe taking down Tierkey versus Shorenstar, see what's down that direction.
Mm. That sounds like a good idea.
Yep. So we are getting a boat. I take it. If we're going down a river.
Mm-hmm.
I was just saying that. I was saying that more as a direction than anything else, but yeah, more as opposed to specifically stating we're getting a boat. I'm thinking we will. I've just does any. What am I? What am I talking about? Just the general direction of which to travel, at least.
Yeah.
Although we could probably try going for that weird guy rambling Wise Gardens note that someone left a while ago. Which reminds me, grab my notebook.
We tackle the turkeys. River. Although
So we are.
the
Go ahead.
turkeys lead us to undead, though.
Yes, but
Technically, on either side is that central island, and then on either side are basically all undead.
Hmm.
So we have gotten a boat, and we're setting out along the river, right?
I am pretty sure, considering that we wouldn't take a river route if we were, we would be taking land route.
Okay. And we're staying. You said you're going down River
That one.
Rieki, right? Okay.
Yes. I'm pretty
You
sure.
are following the river.
Tackling the turkeys.
Nothing. No roll needs to be made for survival because there's only one way the river goes.
And that is
River
down.
runs through it.
Yep. So yes, we did get a boat.
Okay.
Yep. All right. I will drop the 50 out of my pocket for that.
We could split it between you and Shauna because I think both of you have the most at this point.
That's
so you both
true.
drop 25.
All right. Do that then?
That sounds about right.
All right.
Oh.
I think
Yeah.
that.
And now I'm sitting at 27.
28 for me. All right. If you go down to the river, bet you're gonna find some people who live. You don't gotta worry 'cause you got no money. People on the river are hardly said to live.
You set out from the town again, um, rolling down the very still rivers that you started out your journey on
Down,
initially.
down by the river.
You're
And Nothing against Baldur's Gate 3, but I prefer Proud Mary to Down by the River.
You know, I think they were trying to make a point with that sketch.
Your travels are
What's the
pretty
point?
easy, although
You're right. Forget it.
none of you can shake the fact, as you guys are traveling down, that you feel like you're being watched.
I can't shake the feeling that we're being watched.
Not a good sign. If we know how... What would be watching if we're heading down into an area filled with undead? Certainly not a good situation.
You are free to make a perception check if you would like.
Down, 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 down.
If you are
down,
doing that, make
down
the
by
perception
quiver.
check at disadvantage, please.
Somebody with more than a +0, please.
Okay, so
What does everyone else have? I got a
disadvantage, you
+2.
I have a +0.
Perception
I
check
have a
at
+3.
disadvantage.
So, Dean.
Anybody else rolling? Cinder, are you rolling perception?
That.
Okay.
Sorry. That was a waste of a 20.
Try it. There we go.
It's at disadvantage, so roll one more.
Oh, okay. I didn't think
That
about that, so that's
23 was a nat 20.
All right,
okay,
you both get 15s, and you will see hidden very well amongst all the foliage out in the world, in the jungle around the areas, doing their best to not really show themselves to you, but you both catch the image of, oh,
Uh-oh. It's a deep book consultation. We're screwed.
they look like about 5 humans, but their face is just a little bit off. You're not 100% sure what has it, but they seem to be they are paying more attention. They're watching you as you're rolling along, keeping pace with you along the river, but never really approaching you guys.
The bushes
One
are alive.
Once one of them kind of notices that you two have noticed them, at least have caught on to them, they slink back into the underbrush, and you lose track of them pretty quick.
What do you think? Should I America's Cup the hell out of this?
You want?
Sure.
Do you want to be the raging bull in Baldur's Gate?
What does that have to do with rowing?
No, I just thought you would jump right out of the boat and just steamrolling down the bushes, trying to find whoever that were watching us.
The last time I let my fists do the thinking before my brain, I almost got eaten by a T-Rex.
Eh.
I still want that skull, but not so much that I'm unwilling to go in without a better plan.
Not wrong there.
After a little while more rowing, the day comes to an starts to come down to where you are thinking about pulling over for camp. Do you want to push it down so you can go down the river a little bit farther, or do you want to um, go ahead and make your camp?
Hmm.
I have a
Let-
sneak. I have a sneaky suspicion we're probably going to want to push. Try and put some distance between us and whatever those things were.
That is
Or,
my thought.
or rest on the opposite side.
Hmm.
They are on one side. You just rest on the other.
Which side of the river did we see them on?
The north side.
Okay, so we're not quite near the worst of the undead yet, so... That's a fairly wise assessment for that, Idun. Well, if I'm going to be the one rowing, we should probably make that decision, right?
Well, you are the one rowing.
It's been a few days since I've had some decent exercise. Pushing it a little bit for today shouldn't hurt over much. He says knowing it very well could hurt a lot.
Okay. As you are pushing forward,
Oh no. Gotta love when the DM starts hesitating over.
I need
It
a.
usually just means that the players have done something unexpected, and he's trying desperately to bullshit his way through it.
Yes.
Stupid new headphone keep randomly turning off. I need a Constitution save from everybody.
Oh boy.
Not a constitution save.
Whatever will I
That's
do?
what I'm good at. I mean,
I'm good.
Oh, good, 11.
I'm good.
Yeah, the one that actually... I'm the one that made the decision. I knew full well that I was going to have a thing, but no, I decided to overdo it on arm day, and it's...
With you pushing through, especially you, Tigger, you being the one that is rowing during this whole time. Everybody is up, but everybody else actually feels pretty okay. Um, except for you, Diggory. You are feeling quite exhausted. You have a level of
Yeah.
exhaustion now.
Yay! Where is that on the sheet?
It's active conditions at the bottom.
Thank you.
Do you do you need to take a rest? I mean, I could take over if you wanted.
The damage is already done. I'll rub some liniment in that later.
It does allow you to advance one more hex down the river in regards for that. Are you planning on stopping now, or do you want to push it again?
Oh yes, another level of exhaustion just to completely wreck my arms. Oh, it's all the same to you. We've made some decent time. If we go any further, we'll be resting deep. We're right at the edge of the undead territories. Probably better to be going in there more rested than this.
True.
I agree with that.
Then
Do
we
that.
might as well pull over.
You will set camp. I'm guessing you guys are going out to the south side of the river.
Correct.
Yeah.
You guys will pull up to the beach. Set yourself up a little bit of ways, and as the group is setting everything up, really quickly, what's everybody's passive perception? Chun, you first.
10.
Digi?
12.
Kitsu?
Perception
Passive
of
perception.
yeah,
Passive.
13.
Kari?
12.
All right, never mind.
Oh, we're not very perceptive, aren't we?
Well, our druid decided to fuck off, so all of our wisdom casters and the cleric is back in Port Nyanzaru. All of our wisdom casters are elsewhere.
This is not my perception character. The perception character that I have made has a 24 in passive perception.
Jeez. After a
How do you do that?
after about an hour of you guys setting up camp, everybody will hear a group of large wings beating. About four sets of wings, and they're getting
Uh,
closer to you.
I have a bad feeling about this.
And me with no viable ranged options.
As you turn, you find yourself being with a group of 4 Aarakocra.
A coat cross.
And me without viable ranged options.
The Aarakocra are wearing much more tribal garb, each of them carrying a long spear. Let me see if I actually have any of art. Oh, yes. Show to play.
Ooh.
Okay.
Each of them looking pretty similar to that. Hovered just above the actual water without touching it. One of them drifts slightly closer to the group. You
And
folks seem, well, not sure if you're lost or just a little bit crazy going into the undead lands.
A bit of yes to both, sir.
I can definitely understand the everything for that here for you. Then I hope you're best on your journeys. But may I ask, what brings you to these areas?
Dana's eyes are wide there's there's sparkles in her eyes.
A number of
Basically,
things per. Oh, go ahead.
Basically the anime look of she's so excited because it's something that's so beautiful that she wants to paint.
A number of things take us down this direction. Not least of which, we are searching for the source of the undead curse.
Oh, a true noble cause. May we offer any assistance? Do you need directions to anything in particular?
Yes, can I pay you?
It-
She then claps her hands to her mouth.
Shauna,
Well, it does take effort to keep ourselves aloft like this. Do you mind if we land? And I suppose you can paint some of my friends here. All of them are kind of just looking back and forth at each other, a little bit confused as to what's going on.
She pulls out her her canvas easel.
I apologize for the eagerness of my friend, but if any conversation is going to be easier said on the ground than as opposed to hovering over the water,
The group, taking that as an invite, lands, and a couple of them walk over towards Shauna to be models for her. The one who was speaking walks right up to you, Diggory. Oh, you seem to be the one in charge of the group, so
if that's a bit of a strong assumption, I'm at least ways the one more willing to talk. But yes, yes, Diggory Stack Keeper at your service, sir.
yeah, it's a pleasure. Um, my name does not translate well to your language. You may call me um, Hawk Eyes, is what it loosely translates into your name, your tongue.
Hawkeyes.
Yes.
Then I assume then I assume you also have a Trapper, Clinger, Hot Lips, and Houlihan. That's a MASH reference to all of you youngins.
Yep.
I got that right off the bat.
No, they are back at Cheers the Ball. They're waiting for us to land.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
But I ask again, we are pretty familiar with most of the area, flying um over these lands of Chilt and
Yeah, you
such
never know when
in the
something
sky. Is
funny
there
is gonna
anything that
happen on
you
this show.
are
Did something funny happen?
Yeah.
You'd never know it.
I should adjust the volume of my alerts because that actually that last one pretty much blew out the entire thing you just said, Dehedro.
He's asking if
Sorry.
you want directions to any kind of any areas or any landmarks in the area.
Hmm. Hmm.
Uh,
Being perfectly honest, Sir Hawkeyes, we're not entirely certain what we're even looking for. Any generic information would be more than useful.
we
That
are
being,
looking for the Aldani Basin.
we could work with that then.
Oh, the basin is quite large. The River Shoshin Star empties directly into it. Is there something you potentially seeking in the Aldani Basin?
Something called the Heart of Ubato. If that the description I got was that it's like a floating rock or something.
Oh, the Heart of Ubtao?
Yeah.
You can't miss it. We will mark where we have last seen it at. Is there anything else that you seek? I'm well. You seem quite friendly. I'm willing to give up one more bit of information for you.
Hmm.
Yeah,
That's a-
while all that is happening, Shauna's just performing at full strength, twirling her brush and dancing around the canvas.
I beg your pardon, Sir Hawkeyes. But this is the first time I've seen my friend so distractingly enthusiastic about her craft. Oddly mesmerizing. And my apologies. Yeah, there is one thing that I have been mildly curious about. I've heard of a hidden city of minotaurs. As you can obviously tell, it would be yeah, would not be unreasonable to ask.
All right, to check one thing here. Stupid book not being organized properly.
Well, how would you know that the Minotaur would want to talk about the hidden city of the Minotaur?
I know it's entirely absurd.
No.
But as far as
That
the
I kind of expected that.
yeah, as far as the disorganized part is, that's just DMing.
The
Yep.
shrine of the hidden minotaur.
The shrine of the brass bull.
Not the brass bull. Corn's gonna destroy us all.
Where's the bronze bull? You stick that was a hollow bull. You stuck somebody in, and you stick on a fire, and they suffocate while they cook alive.
That's the bronze.
All right,
The
the bourgeois brass balled boiler.
Yep.
No, I'm
Wait.
just having to check something because the information you seeking has a restriction on it. Just trying to
Ooh.
find out where that was
And
again.
while we're
So
at
not-
it, we might as well find the shrine of the silver monkey.
This isn't Legends of the Hidden Temple. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if there isn't if there is a shrine of the silver monkey somewhere on this map. It's massive.
I'm
But that
showing my
being said,
age.
Oh my
you
God,
and me
like, oh,
both.
yeah.
I understand exactly. Like you caught the mash, which is a much older reference than Shrine of the Silver Monkey and Legends of the Hidden Temple. And I was just about to start going into a diatribe about finding a talking Olmec. I mean,
It is possible we are in the jungle, so.
it is possible. Like now, all we just need is someone to go into an hour-long lore dump about Lost, and even then,
Oh, fuck.
Looks like we found our person.
or
Ah.
actually, you know what? Even fucking better. Oh, sit right back and I'll tell a tale of a fateful trip that started at this tiny port aboard this tiny ship. The mate was a mighty sailing man, skipper brave and sure. That day they took 5 passengers on a 3-hour tour. A 3-hour tour. But now the seas are getting rough, the tiny ship was tossed If it weren't for the courage of the fearless crew, the minnow would be lost.
Encore!
The minnow would be lost.
What race is
Okay,
that?
yeah.
100-yard dash.
Here, the Aarakocra, they have it literally like not in a place actually marked that would be helpful to quickly look up this information. It is buried in just some very basic text, so that's why it took me forever.
Don't worry, we had the musical episode, so they were.
They will. We tell you, yes, we know the location of the city of Omu, and they will grab your map and mark it.
That's much further away than I thought. Also, not exact. Kind of a bit of a misnomer. The lost city of the Minotaurs, and yet there it is, right on our map.
Well, you did ask if we knew where it was, and we do fly most areas over the land.
Oh, indeed, my friend, indeed. And I don't, and it has been, you have been most helpful. We now have some very good leads to directions to go.
We wish you best on your journey, and if you are ever in the area, stop by Kirsabal, and we will treat you to a feast.
Well, no, fair winds and clear skies to you, sir, as well.
They all
Before you
bow.
go, she twirls her canvas around to show them her painting of them. Ta-da!
They all look kind of quizzically, tilting their heads like birds kind of do to look at stuff. Huh. While we are not familiar with your type of art, it is well done.
It bothers me that I can't think of a single anime involving bird people that isn't like Monster Musume or Monster Girl Doctor. Which, by the way, Monster Girl Doctor is actually very good.
So I've heard.
For some reason, the thing that just popped into my head was of the from Family Guy when Peter is painting portraits.
Just the big chicken.
No, the Peter's painting portraits, and it's just the family's just there, and then when he shows them what he drew, the dad and the son are just perfectly fine, and then the mom and the daughter are in lingerie making out. He goes, "I painted truth. I painted my truth." It's like she drew like a Yuri, like a yaoi art
No,
of them. It's like
no,
I painted truth.
Now Yowie would have been the father and son making out.
No, I mean of what she did here.
Mm.
That that's what she draws. Is that's what she painted was of them. It's like I painted truth. I painted my truth. It's like okay.
But we do.
Are we all just completely rotted from television?
Yes.
That was too quick. All right.
In a way, yes.
But the Air Croker will give you about actually for such a nice painting. They offer you 25 gold to take it with them.
So, and she'll accept it. Even though she's not really doing it for the money, but she'll take it anyways because Why not?
So you have 25 gold, down a little bit of your painting supplies, and you watch as the Aarakocra fly away.
Thank you for your business.
All right. Well, we're making camp here one way or another. Well, if what Hawkeyes said was correct, it would probably behoove us to turn around and go back down the Shorin Star instead. Lead us to Ubatu, not Ubatu, Ubtao a little faster. Or more directly, at least.
Or just cut across the land. Do either.
I suppose looking at the map at this point, it would be just about the same amount of time. That being said, it would still require portage, and I'm not going to lie, I don't like. It's probably just going to be me again carrying the boat.
Eh. Probably. None of us reach you in height.
Well,
3 strength.
it'll at
I
least
mean,
at least
I
ways we can have the
would help,
nights.
but it won't be helpful.
Fair enough. Well, we can at least ways have the night to get the soreness out of my shoulder at the very least.
Eh.
You bed down for the night, and besides a few noises from farther off in the jungle that you can't exactly identify where they're coming from, the night passes pretty uneventfully for you guys.
I shall
Long
be right
rest.
above board. I shall be right back.
All right. Okay. Well. Okay. That feels better. Probably shouldn't go so hard, but get at least 3 days of traveling across the jungle, or at least ways the jungle outskirts.
Eh.
Oh, which way are we headed? Are you sticking to the river or heading down on land?
We're heading left on land.
Yeah,
And
southwest.
That way. So that way we can get on the other river and stay on the other river, hopefully.
All right. Well, as long as if you three can at least ways handle your parts of the pack, a little bit parts of the packs, I'm just gonna see if I can't do something and lash the boat to my back and see if I can carry it that way better.
So, just to ask if you guys wanted to, you guys did actually get to about here, right next to Camp Bridges on the river. And you do have that scroll. So you did get actually technically all the way down here. So you can actually even teleport to here.
It would save us about 2 weeks of travel, but then we'd be
back.
stranded in the jungle if something were to happen,
Eh.
and then it would be another 2 weeks of travel or more to get back to where we were. And I doubt we'd be able to rely on our wizard friend for more scrolls. I mean, what do we think this is, Diablo? We can't just carry about 1,000 scrolls of town portal on us. Is it even still a mechanic in the new game? I don't even know. I didn't care.
Yeah, we could buy more at the shop.
Scrolls of Town Portal? Do you realize what kind of magic that is?
Yeah, goblin shops sell it all the time. World of Warcraft 3.
Oh, yes. Oof.
I'm just asking, are we walking or are we using the scroll?
I mean, walking would be a little bit faster than.
That scroll would be faster because it would just instantly take us to Camp Righteous.
Right.
That is true.
You've been as far south as Camp Vengeance, or just south of Camp Vengeance, so you can get all the way to there.
Yeah, which is right next to where the weird guy rambling wise gardens is.
Oh, fine. You know what? Just for the sake of pushing the thing forward, why don't we just use this? Why don't we use the scroll so we can actually make some meta progression and not waste the DM's time?
Nah, I gave you the scroll. I'm just asking.
So, are we leaving the boat with?
We're taking the boat. We paid for the boat. I'm not leaving it after getting the last one stolen.
All our stuff would transport with us to that spot.
Yes.
And currently the boat counts as our stuff.
True.
Suddenly, your other two boats appear with you.
That would be hilarious. Have our own little flotilla for 4 people.
Well, actually, it would be 2 boats and a bunch of lumber because the other one got torn up by the goblins.
We can use that to connect the 2 boats together into a pontoon thingy.
I've heard of something like that. Isn't there like the village on the water that's completely made out of boats?
I'm sure that exists somewhere.
So yes, I think we're using the scroll.
We've already been rotted by television. Do we really want to go down the Disney princess route?
Okay.
Use the scroll. We're going to Camp Vengeance.
You can teleport to the hex just below it. I think you guys are even there too.
Sure.
Who knows? Maybe we'll meet a princess that is surrounded by animals.
All right, you guys teleport, and it's still right after you guys have woken up.
All right. Well, portage over.
Roll down the river.
All right, all aboard. It's going aboard. Shove off and all that nautical nonsense.
So hopping back onto the river.
Hoist the jib. Swab the mainsail. I don't sail.
Hoist the thing that looks like it's a thing. Do the other thing.
It's not a thing.
Fetch the captain his brown pants.
Bring me my red shirt.
So
Any man caught dawdling will be shot on sight. I didn't say that, Mr. Arrow. I was just paraphrasing. Mr. Arrow, just set the sails. Set the sails!
So you will very quickly find that while the river still technically goes on into the basin, you find yourself more in wetlands now. The river isn't so much a river as it is kind of a suggestion of a river. It trickles down and you can still find it, but you cannot ride the waters anymore as they are spread out too much in the basin.
I take it off of my shoulders to put it back on my shoulders.
You guys still do have about half a day enough time in the traveling day because the water kind of moved you along a little bit quicker. That you can pick a direction and try to go.
I really kind of love the implications of that the river is flowing south from the ocean.
Well, it's salt. Then it's a salt river.
Which would mean we were in a salt marsh, which would also then mean that there shouldn't be a jungle anywhere around us.
Not with that attitude.
It's D&D logic. The river is basically moving so slow that it doesn't really affect anything or seem like it's going in any direction.
Oh no, I understand the idea of the wetlands, but if the river is flowing into it from the direction we were coming, easing our travels. That
Like
anyway.
if you look at these river systems, it's weird.
Oh yeah, I'm well aware that it's weird. Very few rivers actually flow north. I'm not making that up, by the way.
Mhm.
Anyway,
Eh.
which direction do you want to keep trying? Do you want to try and head?
Best I can see in the river is that it keeps going south. Let's go. Let's head south.
Okay. Whoever's going to be your guide, since you are now walking, I need a survival roll.
So, of us,
Uh,
Kitsu has the best survival.
yeah.
Which is a +3.
More
Sounded
wisdom's needed.
Nope.
Oh, cool.
We pass
No,
by.
you don't.
We pass a sign that says "Next hex 300 feet," and Shauna just is like, "That sign's not gonna stop me because I can't read," and we go off in a completely other direction that we don't know.
Time to bust out more dice.
Yay, more dice.
She picks up a stick and makes it stand up
This
and
is the
wherever
direction
it
we're heading.
falls is the stick says that way.
Now I realize I should be more intelligent than to follow the directions pointed by a stick. But I also have a boat on my shoulders and don't care what direction we go. As long as it's going a direction.
You folks travel for most of the day. Not exactly sure which direction you're headed as you start heading into the wetlands. Um, your heads are more worried about keeping your footing and following Shauna, who is in the lead, kind of staring at all of the interesting and different plants in the area.
Don't worry, we're totally fine. I mean, look at this beautiful plant life here.
Oh,
You're
yeah.
just hearing
Eventually,
crickets in the background.
Oh yes, the beautiful plant life that is being trampled because my head is basically pointed directly at the ground, keeping this this device upon my shoulders. I beg your pardon, Shadow, but it's a little hard to see the surroundings.
but with the night slowing to come on or starting to come on, you starting to think it might be good to keep camp, or do you want to keep pushing forward again?
I'd recommend camp.
Ye-
I totally
sounds
know where
beast.
we're going. But we can make camp. I could stack up another stick and see which direction it takes us this time.
About as good as anything, although who knows? We're trusting a stick.
So is that camping, or are we trying to push
Camping.
forward?
Camping.
Okay. The night again passes very uneventfully, surprisingly. The sounds of the jungle kind of fade almost at the edge of the tree line, even though you can still see the tree line. You're far enough away that you can't really pick too much up.
Pardon me.
You're
Alright.
excused.
Yeah.
I mean, like, it's not my fault that more s- our more skilled people upped and left, or yeah.
I'm not blaming you specifically, Shauna. I'm blaming the stick.
So, go ahead and whoever is going to be your guide for the day, tell me what direction from the hex that you guys think you are going to be in. Which direction you are heading, and then give me a survival roll.
I'll do it this time. I'm gonna basically head in a southern direction, so whatever, a hex just straight down from whatever.
Okay.
That's better than what I rolled.
Is it better than the obfuscation powers of the jungle, though, is the question.
That is true. Does it
You
do
will know
know
that
that?
you are actually in the direction that you wanted to head to. So you are trying, and you know that you're going to be heading south. So we will actually move you there, and let's see if anything happens on your journey.
Utter random happenstance that the stick fell to the south.
I mean, all all kids in the city do stuff like this. They usually stand up a stick and watch it fall in a direction and then follow that direction. It never lies.
No, they don't. They know where shit is.
Meanwhile, don't trust anybody that just merely says that they know what they're talking about. I once knew of a girl that came through the library at one point and said that she never got lost. She knew of mnemonic for all of the directions. Never eat shredded wheat, right? She said she always knew which direction was north. So I spun her around 3 times and told her to do it again. She was ending up pointing a completely different direction and wondered what went wrong.
You folks, as you are trekking along the wetland,
It's just like this one game called Spin the Bottle. They always seem to the bottle always seems to end up in just the right position.
you folks will hear this first. You will hear the sound of wings flapping high up in the sky.
There is no feasible way that we run into Aarakocra scouts 2 days running.
As you look up, you will see a very distinct shape high up on the sky. A single shape. that of a red dragon.
Is it a bird?
Oh, gods, no.
And it seems to be traveling southwest from your direction.
Under normal circumstances, if we weren't needing to head south, I would recommend going northeast.
Granted, we're wanting to head southeast.
So let's go southeast for whatever next. It was hard enough being eaten by that dinosaur. I do not wish to travel down the gullet of that.
Eh,
I certainly hope we weren't noticed.
It didn't seem to be paying too much attention to you. It is just flying. It's flying well up into the sky. It's just you. The shape of a red dragon is so unmistakable that you can pick it up at this direction from this direction.
One of the few times that I am glad to be beneath someone's gaze.
I don't think Geth travels out this far.
It would be highly unlikely that was a dragon ridden by a Gith. More likely that there is a lair nearby. Tempting as that may be, I don't believe we are equipped to face a dragon. Unless...
Especially not a fire one.
Yes. Well, I'll listen to the dragon girl. Let's keep heading
I'd
southeast.
Yeah, I'd rather not be facing my brethren right now.
Oh yes, there are 2 dragon girls in this party. I'd momentarily forgotten. I'm terribly sorry, Cinder.
She looks more dragon than I do. That's what he's talking about.
Yes, but you possess the horns still and the wings, do you not?
And not so much the horns.
Oh yes, that's right. I didn't make that model.
Yeah, the lore that I have for half dragons is if the human is the parent, they don't have the horns, but the birthing parent, then they do. Because weird ease of birthing things.
And or the strength of the genetics.
Yes.
But the night again begins settling in.
I would love to paint it, but that would be too much fire.
Who knows?
Do you wish to
Dragons are
try
vain
and
enough not to worry about that.
do you wish to try and push on more, or do you wish to make camp?
I'm gonna call for camp.
Yeah,
Ye-
sounds.
Camp.
You set up camp. And on a few of the watches, you hear some things kind of creep up close to the camp. A few of you swear you see small shapes um, at the edge of the campfire's radius of light that it gives off, but nothing actually ever really approaches or gets too close. And the morning will dawn again.
Southeast.
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 Oh, wow! Look, there's a bag full of fruits and vegetables up here.
Pretend Statler and Waldorf were thinking of throwing a party.
Well, this much food won't go very far.
Well, they
Yeah,
only wanted
well, may
to
as
throw
well
it
let
as
it
far
m-
as the stage.
Oh, for
Take it
sure.
myself this time. That way, if we lose it, it's my stick's problem. It's my stick's problem. Now, if I were the DM in this situation, I would be taking us southwest toward the dragon. But
Don't give her ideas.
Chaos, chaos, chaos.
oh please, I'm
I'm-
not giving
I'm pretty
anybody
sure-
any ideas that haven't gone through every DM's mind whenever somebody makes a bad roll like this.
I'm pretty sure that we'd be heading that way for sure if you rolled a one.
Oh, we'd be 3 spaces closer on that somehow.
No, that would be rolling one and a one. Like how I
Sure.
did when we got to that village randomly.
Sure.
All of a sudden, we end up all the way into the south in the land of the ash and smokes.
Is it? So it's just the opposite of the immigrant song? I come from the land of the ash and smoke, with the daytime moon and everybody tokes. The rumble of the
As
devil.
As you are heading through the wetlands, somewhere not too far, just outside of your sight, you can hear the stomping of some very, very loud creatures. Um,
You can remove the Minotaur from the library, but yet you cannot make the Minotaur. I lost my metaphor somewhere in that. Note to self, don't follow the Minotaur through the woods. Or the forest. Or the jungle, for that matter. Why am I even here? I dog-eared a page and I'm sent off to go collect leaf samples. I was like,
are you guys going to investigate the large noises?
yes, it was a yes, I dog-eared the page of a book of like hill giant
Yes.
strength or whatever. Does not require me to be exiled for as long as I have been. Damn it! No one else was using its magics.
Yes, we are going to.
I
You-
think Diggory is drunk.
I never
You
touch this
follow
stuff.
the noise and come out up a very small little hill, and on the other side, but not even all the way up the hill, you see on the other side 3 frost giants and a winter wolf, seemingly breaking down their own camp. The winter wolf turns and starts growling in your general direction, and then the frost giants pick up their clubs, and one picks up a very large axe and shouts, "Ho! Who goes there?"
We go here, and we're going away now.
Sorry. Wrong camp.
Yes, we'll go this way, whichever way you're not going.
No, we are searching for something. Do you have information?
What are you searching for?
We are searching for the Ring of Winter.
Hmm. That wouldn't.
Okay,
Hmm.
everyone
Frost
else would know
giants
this,
looking
but
for a.
Idun would not.
Right. That would explain why you're so far away from home, if you don't mind my suggesting. Unfortunately, I don't believe we have any information for you on regards to that first, or we've heard of such an artifact.
Do we actually?
Yes, everyone else has. Idun has not.
The Ring of Winter. I think I. Actually, I think we have heard of it. Tick tock, tick tock.
We know it is with somebody named Artis. Have you have you met any such character?
Oh.
Once again, I can't answer.
Hmm.
Agree? Come here for a moment.
Yes.
The the Ring of Winter is on that traveler that we ran into. With that weird looking toad creature guy. She's whispering.
I give Sean
have
an almost imperceptible nod, trying to keep my own facade going.
Oh, have you any information?
Hmm. I can't say that we have met this individual. There have been some rumors I've been heard that we've passed. There's an encampment north of here, Camp Vengeance. There were some other people talking about hearing of such an artifact, perhaps finding random shards of ice deep in the jungles. That might be what you're looking for. Unfortunately, we ourselves can't give you much more information than that.
No, we definitely will not go anywhere near Camp Vengeance. We don't wish to disturb any of the humans in the area. Let them know that we are also.
Hmm.
But you say that there were rumors from around the area.
Nothing that I can specifically corroborate. Merely just whisperings of odd phenomenon that shouldn't exist in such a hot and humid environment.
So, do you want to roll deception, or do you want to just hope that your story sticks?
Like any good lie, does. There are the echoes of truth in it.
You would roll with advantage for it, and they would roll their check against you as at disadvantage.
Unfortunately, I've chosen the wrong character to play the face because my charisma is so damn low. But I'm gonna work on it as a deception.
Okay.
I'm
Roll
gonna
deception.
I'm gonna regret this. I'm gonna horribly regret this. I regret everything. I regret it even more.
Don't forget, we do have.
On the one hand,
Oh,
I have
gosh.
advantage. They have disadvantage. They could still roll ones themselves.
Oh,
It's not likely.
so I will tell you this. So they rolled horribly. They rolled with disadvantage. They rolled an 8 and they rolled a 7.
Holy fuck.
You
So
did it.
while they are looking at you, not necessarily fully believing you, they don't really think that you have actually lied to them.
I'll take it.
Just, just a reminder, we still have inspiration.
This is true. We haven't hardly used any of it. But it's a little late
Right.
now that we've gotten the results.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Idun doesn't have inspiration, but
But beyond that, they will allow you to walk away. They will kind of give you a side eye. Just you know, they will look at you and say, "Mention, don't mention you've seen us to the any flaming fist,
Hmm.
or else you will face the consequences next time you run into any of us."
I'm sorry, who are you again?
Why would
A
you ask that?
a very very good choice. And with that, they will kind of gather up the measly supplies that they had, and they'll start trekking away.
I'm going to walk an hour a direction in total silence.
come on, we gotta go. Don't want them to get a little.
Shauna, stop talking. Not until we can be sure that they're thoroughly without earshot. They are without it. Oh, good grief. This is like. I am an academic. Why am I the voice of this group? I am not a talker. I spent so much time just reading. Why am I How do I find myself as the face of an organization? I don't get it.
That's yours the biggest. And granted, you probably could have had me talk to them. I have no idea.
That is in fact very true.
I'm I'm just here to look pretty. That's basically it. And drop and paint things. Pretty much.
When did you get an accent?
Um it's easy to pick up.
All right. Well, let's see. With that, the stress of traveling in general, that encounter, and the fact that I took a random direction.
Is it time to set up?
Fuck, I think we're lost again.
This is well, at least we're getting a detour of the isle of the continent. Isn't that just the loveliest thing ever?
Where the fuck is our lizardman druid? Ah,
Well, again, the night slowly approaches. Do you want to again can try and continue on for a little bit longer, or do you want to call it for camp?
probably camp.
Yeah. I'm actually thoroughly surprised we didn't get into a combat with that. 3 frost giants? That would have been...
3
Yeah.
frost giants and a wolf? Yeah.
I mean, the wolf itself is a CR3. The 4 of us probably could have taken that easily enough, but the giants... the giants make that much more impossible.
Yeah, we do have fireball.
Fireball.
Shauna brings out her brush.
There is no I in team, but there is an I in I didn't ask how big the room was, I said I cast fireball.
Are they wallowing? Kill them.
Kill them.
But with that, despite you can still, as you settle down, you can still hear the stomping of the fire giants getting further and further away from you. But you set up your camp, and besides that, the rest of the night goes pretty uneventful.
Oh, right. Well then. So, whose random rambling are we following today? Because we've done so well so far.
We could let Cinder
Intelligence is a
have a
dump
go.
stat anyway. That's why mine is the number that comes after 3.
Ah, yes. Intelligence, the dump stat. My second highest stat is dump. Anyway.
So who wants to roll survival and tell me what direction you guys are going to be trying to go in?
Honestly, I think it is Cinder's turn. Couldn't possibly be worse.
Oh, damn.
He says expecting double ones.
Survival check from me?
Survival check, yes.
Oh, hey!
The twos have it.
Have you been sitting on the +2 survival this entire time, and you let the academic with a 0?
So you guys were there. What direction were you picking to go in, Cinder?
Mm,
I think we're heading to this. So.
oh, yeah,
whichever
the
one.
southeast.
Yeah, so either that one or that one gets us the way that we were wanting to go.
We're also sitting in the weird in guys rambling wise garden. Somewhere around there. Wow. All of a sudden, jetpacks are on the ground. Who would have thunk?
Down,
Not
up, up,
the
down, up.
Chettino- Not the Chettinos.
Tac pack requested.
You stuck it to Idun.
He has wings already, though.
It's a Helldivers reference. I threw the stratagem. It sticks to another character, and the drop pod slams into them, killing them. Which usually only happens with stuff like precision strikes, or if you're really bad, the 380 orbital barrage. But usually support stratagems versus orbitals don't tend to stick.
Or if you're really bad, in the direction of a bug's nest, and just have them
Right.
land in a hole.
Yeah. Tac pack
You
required.
guys-
Throws into the heavy bug hive, and it's like, what do you mean tac pack? That wasn't a 500 kilogram eagle strike.
No, that was your heavy weapon that you were requesting in.
Oh, good. Now
Or your-
my spear is down at the bottom of the bug nest, and there's 3 bile titans nearby. Yay me! Well, guess I die now. For
orbital
managed
bombardment.
democracy. Okay. Moving
Orbital
on.
bombardment inbound.
I do
So as
remember
you-
when we played that I killed a Bile Titan with the beacon.
It's always fun whenever you do that.
Not the thing that came from the beacon. The beacon.
The beacon itself.
It's even better. You beam the bile titan with the beeping beacon.
Thunk.
So after traveling around for a while, you will stumble upon a very rundown kind of area of the wetlands. A few trees are here, mostly fallen over and rotten out. But from inside one of the larger felled and rotten out trees, the entire group can hear what sounds like crying.
Behold, a democratic war orphan that has yet to become a helldiver. Eh.
Oh my god.
What, have you not consumed any Helldivers propaganda? It's a lot of fun. It's a fun game, not gonna lie. Anywho, okay, well, if that's crying, probably somebody that isn't a Minotaur should go find out what's going on.
You got it, Shada.
Well, I guess it's my turn to shine. She goes to. Shall I roll for anything, or
Are you just approaching the entrance to that tree, or are you trying to be stealthy about it? How are you doing it?
approaching without approaching, but also being a little bit on the cautious side?
Okay. Roll me perception then, really quick.
Perception.
In before Nat ones.
Completely forgot to have the music on.
Even worse than on that one.
You approach, covering your eyes.
You will.
Hello?
You will approach and don't hear anything coming from there before a younger looking elven woman wearing flowing robes and holding a staff points it out to you and terrifyingly says, "Stop before I cast firebolt on you." She actually has her eyes closed.
Uh, I'm I'm unarmed.
She slowly opens one eye and then the other looks at you and just collapses to her knees as two other people, a uh, person who looks like a cleric wearing very beat up splint mail, um, runs up to her, and then a person carrying a broken bow that has been kind of wrapped together with some to keep it a general shape, comes out and also aims that at you, but you can tell that there's no way to put tension on the bow without it snapping.
Um,
The the cleric is a human male, um, looks a little bit older on in years, and the person with the bow is um, a halfling male.
yeah, she has her both hands up in the air. I'm just a traveling paladin. I could heal your wounds
Oh,
if
the halfling drops the bow, rushes up to you. We're not hurt, but do you have any food? We've been so lost for days in the jungle.
um I have friends. We could set up camp and um you could tell us what happened.
It, yeah, sure, anything. Just do you have food, please? We've been without food for days.
Uh Diggory, we might as well set up camp. Found some lost travelers.
Well, very well then. The boat was getting heavy anyway. Alright. Put down the boat, open the pack. So, who have we found this time?
Three really, really lost, very hungry uh travelers that don't that's been here for like how many for how long again?
We were supposed to go and just try and find some. We've been out here for about maybe a month total for our adventure. We were exploring, trying to take advantage of the all of the everything going on with this death curse, and we've been lost for 3 days and trapped and chased, and it's been oh by the gods, it's so nice to see somebody who doesn't want to instantly kill us.
Well, don't worry. I am Shana, paladin of uh I'm I blanked out on of the Prismari Institute. It's nice to see new faces.
Just waiting
Over
for them to
there's our scholars.
just waiting for them to balk at the Minotaur.
They looked at you and they are very wary of kind of coming closer.
Hmm. An understandable reaction. I assure you, I mean you no harm. I am with Shauna. Name's Diggory.
The elf is going to be the first one to kind of step up before anybody else is. I'm Ayla. It's a pleasure to meet each of you.
Yes, yes, much as I'm sure it's a pleasure to meet you. But first, it probably would be best if we can get some camp and some amount of, I suppose, shelter and I guess food. You said necessary.
Oh, any food would be amazing. We haven't eaten in a few days, and even for my elven constitution, I am kind of getting very weak.
Very well.
Cue the delicious in dungeon montage.
Be right back.
You all seen Delicious in Dungeon?
I haven't watched
Clips.
it yet. Yeah, a lot of clips, but haven't watched it yet.
Like the food making montages are a thing.
I mean, you'd think that with how long I watched uh, Food Wars, or like, or what were the other ones that I've watched? Campfire cooking with my in another world with my absurd skill. You would think I would have watched Delicious in Dungeon, but I haven't.
Yeah.
I was going to continue on. Go ahead.
I was gonna say I know that Von Call recommended it, and actually it's very good.
Mm.
And I can see from our last party of why he said which of us characters for certain things. Like Kitsu's character being the elf from that one.
Hmm.
Very much to how Kitsu's character was of not wanting to be dealing with all the more disgusting things.
But
Yep,
continuing,
go on.
so you guys will set up camp. They help out a little bit, although they are um, very roughed up. Um, the halfling will introduce themselves as Edward, and the older human cleric will introduce himself as Albert. Um, they tell you that they set out a little while ago with themselves and an additional 4 people. They basically took the path directly south from Fort Nyanzaru, got wandering around in the area, um, and eventually got ambushed and attacked by quite a few packs of ghouls, getting separated, losing most of the other party, and then kind of just being trapped in that tree for the last 3 days. Scared to go up because they've been chased so far, and haven't really had too much confidence to actually get out there.
Mm. Certainly a troubling story. We'll definitely
Yeah, this show is good for what ails me.
we'll get a
What
random
ails you?
alert because I'm
Insomnia.
starting to talk. Hmm.
Albert will Albert will speak of, if you know of any way we can get out of here, or the closest camp or anything that we can get to, it would be appreciated.
Closest encampment would be Camp Vengeance. Unfortunately, that's a week's travel west rather. Pardon me. Yes.
We can mark your map for the ways that we've traveled to get here, so that way you can get there easier.
Eh, any bit will help. We just If you have a few supplies to spare, we can make it.
About Ford, do we still have the teleportation scroll? Or
No,
was that
we used it to get over here.
It was a one use. No.
Because we don't have a wizard to learn it.
And even if we did have a wizard to learn it, I very highly doubt that kind of teleportation scroll is a lot higher level of a spell than anything that we could have learned at this level.
Yeah. But yes, I'm pretty sure we have supplies that they can, a small amount of supplies that they can take to get to Camp Vengeance.
We certainly have the water collectors.
Yep.
That we can spare.
At least a water collector.
Yeah.
Okay. They spend the night in the camp with you, which with the extra people in the area, nothing decides to come up to your camp.
Hmm.
In the morning, they set off a little bit more confident, a little bit more kind of rested up, and head off with your directions that you have given them roughly to try and get back to Camp Benton.
Certainly hope they don't end up getting lost again.
Unlike us.
We haven't gotten lost.
What do you mean? What do you mean lost? We're just going about in random directions without any actual direction. It's part and parcel of how we got anywhere.
So who is going to be the guide for the day?
Shall we try and do the tried and true stick drop?
I'm more inclined to trust Cinder or Adun.
We have less of a bonus than she does.
I'm more.
Chana has +3. We have +2s.
Fine, then let's trust the. Fine, then we'll trust the stick. How is the stick working?
Which direction are you heading in, Shauna?
We're gonna head in this direction.
So
do you want to do
directly
this
south.
Directly south?
Directly south.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. The stick is pointing in that direction.
I know what you said, but it sounded like you said that the stick is pointy in that direction. And I'm like, there's only two directions a stick can be pointy. There's the one end and the other end.
Well, what if it has little knobs on it?
Those are called thorns.
Okay, then that's the thorns, and that's the other places that's pointy.
Whatever, this conversation's stupid. We just follow the stick and just, why is this working?
Okay, she's 19 years old. But she's rarely been out of the city, and she's using tactics of elementary schoolers.
I suppose Diggory's not that much older. But
Yadoon's younger.
Okay.
I don't know, we have that out of the way.
As you have...
DM, how are we going to die today?
As you start to... hold on one second. I need to look.
Skipping along. Oh! This is a beautiful flower.
Nope, that tells me who this is going to affect.
Oh no.
Uh-oh. Hey, Diggory, look at this!
Shauna, as you are walking along, you suddenly find yourself faced with something that you just cannot help but take a few moments to paint a little bit. However, as you go to paint, as you start painting this out, and you go for the most important color of this one, you find that the pot of paint that has that color in it for yourself is missing.
Huh?
In its place,
Uh-huh.
there is a handful of fresh local berries.
Oh. Wait, berries?
I didn't take you for the one to squirrel away food, Shauna. Unless you're keeping squirrels.
I mean, squirrels are cute animals. And besides, they know a lot their about the wilderness and how they gather their food and uh oh, and I have a couple of friends back home.
Well, at least ways she's not worrying about her expensive paint missing.
But that is really expensive paint. Where did it go? Why?
That is indeed a mystery. Under normal circumstance, under. Oh no, no,
Mr.
no!
Flower, where did
We've already done the whole who's who Scooby Doo thing. We don't need to.
Mr. Flower, where did you put my expensive paint?
If that flower responds, I'm literally going to walk away.
I have a feeling that our traveling guests kind of walked away with something very important.
If it was the people we met, then would they be likely to just leave a handful of random berries when they were saying they were hungry?
You don't know.
Unless
We
those
might not.
berries are not edible.
I might not know, but desperation makes weird choices, I suppose. But why would you trade something potentially edible for something absolutely not?
Which color did they take?
That is a good question.
Whatever color
DM.
whatever color you would like to be without. Has to be an important color though.
So probably one of the primaries. Primary, immediate, secondary.
Well, they took my combination of purple.
Not exactly a primary, but sure. Certainly a rich color, for certain.
Beautiful color, too.
Hmm. Well, we can either try and find whatever took it, or trade it. Is it really trading if it's done? Whatever, a pack rat variety thing. But it might just be better if we moved on. Not to suggest that your loss isn't great for you, but it is paint.
You don't know.
Are you going to try and search for the perpetrator, or are you going to just move on?
We certainly could
Mm.
search.
Searching sounds like her.
At least the immediate area.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Anybody who's searching, either make perception or investigation checks.
Oh, may as
Her.
well. May as well.
Someone with a better investigation.
Please. Hail the conquering hero!
You can't find your way in a forest, but you can find whatever this random paint.
I'm
See,
carrying a boat. I'm
For
not
your-
searching while searching for paint.
For your investigation in the area, you will find tiny little, almost just completely oval footprints, as well as very tiny little handprints covered in berry juice that are kind of climbing up the few bits of pieces that are flowing down from Shauna's garb, um, as well as going right onto the actual um, flap of the bag that um, holds her paint. And you can actually trace the exact way that it ran out. It ran back to the north, um, and off far, far, kind of in the distance, you kind of get a quick look at something that was running away from you. And you actually will recognize this. It is a small little black little pixie thing with the white mask.
Schwingas. I've heard of these. Little nature sprites, in such a manner. Usually, if not benevolent, at least ways neutral. Largely harmless, fond of pranks, but also, if nothing else, polite enough that they trade for things that catch their eye, even if they don't inform you that they're doing it.
Well, well, I kind of need it back.
All right, well, time to go chase a fairy. And so,
You will
off we go to chase a fairy.
you will turn
Well,
back
see,
away the way that you were going, heading back to kind of the same direction that you came from. And as you do, after maybe about 30 minutes of travel, it's still not having necessarily caught up to Chewinga, you will come across a herd of about 18 hadrosauruses grazing in the area, kind of blocking off your path. In there, there's also about 5 um, young-looking hadrosauruses. A few of the adults have kind of looked up at you, and while not necessarily being aggressive, they are giving signs to not get close.
Hmm. I'll leave this one to you, Shauna. We can try to regain your paint and either go through or around them. Going through gives us problems. Going around means we won't lose track of the little sprite.
Not used.
You know what? That works.
Hello? Can you can you guys move? We're kind of in a hurry here.
We here first. We eat. You leave. Not hurt children.
You, did you see a pixie fly by here? And if you did, point us in the direction, please. They took something that's very important to me.
Not see, not care. We eat. You leave.
Apparently, they're not wanting to cooperate, so I guess we'll have to go around.
All right. We'll do our best to find the trail again.
You guys can divert around them pretty easily, giving them a wide enough berth.
What about something going over them?
That is a good question.
I can go over them.
You can try and go over. You can go over them as long as you're not getting too close.
Yeah. But it gives a bit better of potentially keeping track of where it went.
Okay. Well, with you going over there, I need you to go ahead and roll me survival just as standard. And then for everybody else going around them, I need anybody who's trying to pick up the path again, survival with disadvantage.
Survival with disadvantage.
That did not help.
Nope, 9.
Yep, I guess dying.
Well, there's 4 of us.
Cinder, are you trying to? Do you want to help try to pick up the path again? I would need a survival check at disadvantage.
Survival on what?
Survival check
disadvantage.
at disadvantage.
Okay, okay.
You can hit control and then click.
We are currently looking to beat a 9. No.
Nope.
So after searching around for a little while, you folks unfortunately cannot find the path, the trace again.
Hate to say, Shauna, but I think your paint's just straight gone.
She says something in quarry and just turns around. I guess I'll have to. I'll let them have their fun with it. Oh.
Well, terribly sorry about that. We did try, at least.
Yep, we did try. And I could try and I could try and find things out with probably these berries or something else. I mean, crafting isn't a bad idea, right?
Not particularly. You're willing to give it a shot, perhaps. Not sure what what sort of dye potential those berries have.
What colors are these berries?
They are blue.
Blueberries.
You guys are also familiar enough with these. You guys know they're edible. They're good berries. You have a small hand. You have 5 good berries.
Well, at least ways it's not nothing.
Yep.
Bet that last group didn't have anything. They probably could have been happy with these.
Probably would have been.
Sucks to be them.
Yeah. Well, anyway. So, do we make camp or press forward?
Let's make camp.
Very well. I'll try to keep a closer eye out for more chewingas.
And let's make camp a little far away from the family. They really don't want us to be near, and they have younglings. Don't want to hurt the younglings now, do we?
Seems fair.
You guys will be able to go travel far enough, not necessarily back to where you first noticed the Chewingas stole your pot of paint. But we'll get.
You know, I think you were trying to make a point with that sketch.
What's the point?
Kind of close, and then set yourself.
You're right. Forget it.
Luckily, again, you guys experience a very peaceful night. Believe it or not, it's been very lucky for you guys going throughout the nights.
Yes, I'm just waiting for the inevitable, like, double ones or whatever the worst case scenario when your encounter tables are. It's like, well, it's not just an undead. It's not just a dinosaur. It's not just an undead. It's an undead dinosaur that's also a lich. Who'd have thought? A spell-casting skeletal T-Rex.
Dragon vampire Tarrasclet.
But who wants to be your guide for the day?
No, even worse.
I'll take
A were-vampire dragon Tarrasque lich.
I'll be right back.
Oh my god, Adam.
7. Yeah.
Attempting to head this way.
This one right here?
Yeah.
Okay. As you are traveling throughout the day, oh, this will be fun.
Oh no.
Your morning is pretty well uneventful. You cross along a rather dry and rocky part of this kind of marshy lands that you are in, and stumble upon a group of 5 giant lizards that are sunning themselves on top of the rocks. One of them kind of opens one of its eyes, stares at you for a quick few moments, and then closes its eye again.
Well, glad to know that not everything around here either wants us to just immediately fuck off in a aggressive sense.
True that.
Are you going to engage with the lizards in any way, or just going to walk on by?
Well, considering the one person that probably would be able to do so is currently not here.
Hmm.
Unless. Nope. I was going to say, unless Cinder had speak with animals.
I sure don't.
Nope.
I am back. What
We
did I miss?
encountered lizards.
Not lizards.
They are staring and blinking one eye slowly at us.
Whilst
Doing
sunning
that
themselves on whatever dry gravel is around here.
Yep.
Where's our lizard friend when we need him?
I've been asking that question all week. Probably no need to make things more difficult.
I could
Unless
try
you
and
think
talk
there's
to them, but
something here.
they seem to be very busy with their food, just like the other family.
Ah, yes, yes, the food of these very obviously photosynthetic, like photosynthesizing lizards.
May as well just let them chill. Move along. Move along.
Move along, traveler.
You folks will continue on then past them. The lizards pay you no mind. Much more interesting in to rest and relax versus worrying about anything for you guys.
This is more of a
I
rhetorical question than anything else, but how many things have we missed by not engaging blindly in combat?
So far, nothing.
Okay, cool. I mean, it was like I said, it was. I wasn't expecting an answer, but
No, there hasn't been any kind of big things where if you get into combat, you guys have the roles for the encounters have been kind of very favorable encounters.
I'm not complaining about that specifically.
The only things we have missed is fighting a bunch of
Frost giants.
Frost giants that might have gotten some loot there, and beating up some weary travelers.
Yes, a broken bow that I can't use.
And a staff.
They were level 1 adventurers. They wouldn't have stood a chance. They were level 1 adventurers who had a couple levels of exhaustion and would have no chance to actually do anything. The night approaches. Are you guys striking camp or trying to push on a little bit further?
I think we should try and push forward, but that's up to you guys.
Yeah, why not? What's going to happen? I'll just get more exhaustion. Only this time, instead of my arms, my shoulders and back.
Okay. With pushing on, I need everybody to make a Constitution save.
Constitution.
Oh,
I'll take that.
The one that says
It's always the one that's the. Hey, let's push on. That's the person that fails the Constitution roll.
See how long that lasts.
Okay. You guys will push on a little bit further. Shauna, everybody else is feeling perfectly fine right now. But Shauna, you are feeling incredibly tired with the decision to push on. Your body is start aching, so you now have one level of exhaustion.
is it just me, or is the train getting a little difficult?
I don't know. I just hover above it so that way it doesn't impact me as much. should try that sometime. Really helpful.
Yeah, you try doing that while carrying the boat.
Yeah, you trample the ground underneath you so it doesn't.
Oh, yeah. This has been a marshland, Hidun. There's no such thing as trampling it beneath me to make it more sturdy. You step too hard, you get stuck in the mud. The only good thing is, I suppose, is I don't wear boots, so there's nothing to lose.
True that.
I,
Do you wish
I
to
guess.
continue on even further, or are you going to make camp for the day?
I would highly recommend we make camp. Not that we haven't made good time. But if you, Shauna, the one that suggested it, are getting tired, we should probably rest.
Yeah. I think tomorrow I'll actually. I'll actually find a steed.
You can do that.
Granted,
Yep.
like you said, this is the marshlands.
Hmm.
Not sure how good a horse would be.
As the night goes on, Diggory, you
Oh
are
no.
resting quite well in your tent. Dreams of the stacks and you wandering through them going on as you sleep. Suddenly, your dreams turn quite dark, and you can watch as all of the stacks just start burning around you.
Ruh-roh. Ruh-roh,
And
Rocky.
as one of the bookshelves fall down and smack you in the face, you physically feel a small nick along your cheek. And as you wake with a start, you swear you saw a figure, probably female, with dark skin vanish into thin air in front of you. And as you kind of test your cheek where you felt that nick, you feel yourself bleeding.
Dun dun dun.
I'm gonna roll something really quick, just for my own edification. Alright, well, my own self-imposed wisdom save succeeds, so I don't immediately bellow into an unstoppable rage. I was like thinking, "You burned the library!" But I will immediately leap up, leave the tent, and quickly cast about to see if I can see if anyone is still there or is whatever.
You don't see a trace of anybody either, even entering the camp or anything like that.
Dark females. Potential nicking of pricking of blood. Bad dreams. Of all the time. Hags now of all... Still nighttime, I imagine, yeah. So...
Yes, still quite nighttime.
I'm not gonna go back to bed. Go back to sleep. I'm just gonna stir the fire back up and keep watch for the rest of the night.
Okay. the rest of the night passes pretty uneventfully.
Hmm. Well, good morning to all of you.
I had a wonderful dream fixing her hair. Even though, there's, even though she, I, is it that college stars can't actually dream?
No, they can't.
Hmm. No no unexplainable bleeding, cuts, scrapes.
What are you
Everybody else
talking about?
seems pretty fine from your quick inspection of them.
Hmm. Interesting. Very well.
Did something happen last night?
Hmm. Awoken by a unnerving dream. When I woke up, under normal circumstances, one would be excited to see a female figure on top of you while you're sleeping. But, no. This one left a little bit of a nick on my cheek, and then vanished into the shadows as if melting into them. Woke up, looked around, vanished entirely. Kept watch since.
That is odd.
Definitely. I have my theories, but I would recommend us moving along to be away from it. Although I get the distinct impression that if it wants to do something with it, with whatever, it likely can anyway. Never can tell with hags. Anyway, that was my night. How about you said yours was fine, so let's get some food in us and get moving. This this boat's not gonna haul itself. Who's got the coffee?
Well, he is right about that. We should get ourselves all filled up and ready to move on.
Okay. Which direction are you trying to travel in? And who is going to be our guide for the day?
I'm gonna love if we end up over at Ataz Kahakla before we get to Heart of Ubtao.
So who?
Let's see. Why don't we just keep going down to Heart of Ubtao, southeast, I guess, is a good way of going.
Okay.
And so I think, as we've gone for like 2 days and haven't moved yet, so we're certainly lost. But
Oh, yeah. You guys are definitely lost, at least right now. So who is going to roll your survival check to be your guide for the day and see if you can figure out where you are? And where you
Yes.
going?
I'm gonna pass on this one. I'm just a little too drowsy.
Either. Like, I did it last time. Shauna did it previous.
Honestly, if there's ever a good time for me to roll terribly, it would be now if I'm tired. There we go. Look out, folks. Here we go. Yay!
Oh, fuck.
Okay.
We're gonna end up back at the Mercury Dragon Village at this rate.
Confident in your travels, you folks head out again.
So you said that you saw this shadow woman.
A glimpse of her at the very least. Dark skin, female form. That's about all I got.
That sounds like some wild
Human,
dream.
female, or my?
That is indeed a good question. They didn't register, I guess.
Just trying to find out if you have a type.
Well, truth be told, half the reason why I was back in the beggar's quarter of the city was to find someone who I thought I might have a shot at. Didn't work out so well, but regardless. Instead, I end up getting pickpocketed in the middle of a small investigation.
And murdering someone.
That was the kid that pickpocketed me.
True, but it's your weapon.
Is it really my weapon if it's in someone else's hands? I may own it, but it's their...
It got stolen from you.
Whatever. This is a philosophical argument I am too tired to make.
He does have a point.
He really does. She really does not. Anyway...
Your travels for the day are actually quite boring and uneventful. You seem to have found a path that literally nothing has happened on, or nothing is happening on. Things seem to have been avoided. It doesn't seem like anything has been in the area that you are in a little while.
Are you sure that we're going the right direction?
I'm not even sure we're on the right continent anymore at this rate.
Well,
So the question
we haven't seen hoof prints, so literally we're going the right way.
So the question stands then, do you want to try and press on more, or do you want to make camp already?
I'm frustrated. I'm pressing on. I need to see some amount of progress.
Okay.
I'm just spinning my wheels, digging my hooves in. I'm moving forward.
Everybody make a constitution check.
That went from landing on an 18 and then fell back over to a 2.
Disadvantage because exhaustion.
You were already rested one night, so that's gone.
Okay.
Yeah. Also, for exhaustion, it only hits disadvantage when you're further along.
So it looks like as you are traveling along, Digray, this time your choice, at least to you, seems to be the right choice to push on a little bit further. You are full of vigor, but
I'm too stubborn to stop at the moment. I'm only... but I am tired at the end of this.
Idun, you can no longer flap your wings enough to keep you above there. Your wings are tired, you are tired, and eventually you kind of start slogging through the dirt with the rest of the group, which makes you even more tired. Yes, you have your first level of exhaustion there.
Yep.
Are you really sure that we're going in the right direction? I swear that we should have found something by this point.
If you don't know where you're going, best to get there quickly. But
With
you're
that in
right.
mind, are we pressing forward again, or are we making camp?
Make camp.
You're right. I've worked through my frustrations, at least, and Idun doesn't look like she's wanted to get any. She can go much further. We can make camp here.
And luckily, again, for all of how crazy some of the adventure has been, the night and your whole day has been uneventful.
Where the actual fuck are we?
Well, when we do a good survival check, we'll know.
Yep, the next day dawns, and who is going to be your guide for the day?
The only one left is Cinder that hasn't taken their turn, but I'm nominating Shauna.
Miss +3 to survival.
Well, let's see where we go.
Natural ones. Can't roll above a 10 to save our lives. 21 though. That'll work.
Hey, you guys finally have figured out where you are. I will highlight the path that you guys have taken because this was hilarious. You went there, 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 and I have ended up here.
So, yeah, we were literally.
We were heading the right way. We just need to head south now.
Yep.
And you will get to head south. This distance, you guys are working your way that way. You guys will definitely get to actually move south. Let's see if anything happens along your day.
One thing's for sure. Probably won't need to do leg day for a while.
Yeah. Wing day has been every day today.
I told you that we were lost. But now now I know where we are. Man, couldn't this just be like the city?
Ah, yes, where we can get lost just as easily.
I know where you are.
Don't you just fly over it mostly?
True, but that allows me to know my way around.
As you are traveling along, you guys hit about midday when you stumble upon a little bit of an interesting little sight.
Yay! A little animal intervention.
Oh, cool. You find yourself stumbling upon a group of or a small group of three huts living above the wetlands, kind of on stilts, a little bit high in the air. And out from one of them walks.
Had
What
to
is this?
let a little short hair fuzzball out of the room.
Hmm.
Ooh. An Iblis. Iblis?
There are more bird people.
One of them lets out a large squawk, and kind of the other ones in the huts pop out. For a total, you can see three of them. They all stare down at you. You see them glancing between each other. Before one hops down, kind of walks over towards you. Well, you seem like strong people. What you must have plenty of information, plenty of adventures. If you have anything shiny enough, we will trade you some information on the area.
Ah,
With all the gin joints and all the cities and all the worlds, and we happen to run into another information broker. Ugh.
Cinder and I will not be trading our scale. They are shiny, but they are a part of us.
They
I may
get
have
the
been thinking of gold, but I wasn't thinking of gold scales.
the obelisk looks at you. You only stones, shiny stones.
Well,
Solves that problem.
gold. The second is a mineral, ergo a stone. Does that count?
Show gold.
I take a few gold coins, sort of flip them in the air, so they can catch the sunlight and glitter.
It looks up at you. Keep in mind, this creature is 8 foot tall, so even towering above you.
These are
It
the
looks at it,
these are the shiny stones that we have. Are they shiny enough?
shakes its head. Not type stone one.
Yeah, fair enough. Saves me a few bucks. Well, let's see. We don't have any
so
jewels, do we?
what
Nah.
kind of stone are you looking for?
Oh, wait a minute.
Red stone, green stone, anything worth value.
Actually, I reach into my bag and I pull out. So I have a bloodstone in my inventory.
If only we had Toll from last campaign who kept picking.
Yeah. An opaque
so
dark gray
useful.
gem with red flecks. Probably not shiny, but it is a gemstone.
It looks at it. We'll trade for that.
All right. Very well. What do we want to... Well, what do we want to know? We're basically on the path of where we're headed to.
Hmm. Could you tell us about this part of Utao?
Directly south from here. Just keep going that direction, and you'll find the floating stone.
Well, it's a floating stone, apparently.
Person who lives there very nice. Moved in recently.
Anything more other than just that they're very nice? What kind of person?
It points with its wing towards Shauna. Looks like that.
Elven, then. Or elven-like.
She's human.
And what about the ears? Whatever.
Yeah, they are a little on the pointy side, aren't they?
Well, that's a bit more than we... Well, that's more information than we had about Ubtao than before.
Do you know anything like any rumors
what
or
more
stories?
information? What more information? More shiny stones.
Well, that's all. Unfortunately, that's all the stones I've got. Removing it from my thing.
I'm kind of surprised that you guys speak our tongue.
Are you calling us not intelligent?
No, I'm just...
I mean, it is called common for a reason, Shauna.
Just because we look like birds doesn't mean we are. I should take your eyes for that. But you have traded, so we will be nice to you.
I wonder what my animal friends at home would have replied with that one.
Thank you for your time, good sir.
I am a woman. Thank you very much.
I beg your pardon.
Well, thank you anyways. I hope you enjoy the stone. Would fit really well with your collection.
It will take the stone, fly back towards its hut, and then slam its door. The other two doing the same thing as you guys are getting ready to, as you guys are leaving.
Neighborly, aren't they?
So someone lives at the heart of Utao.
That's gonna be making it harder to take it.
Maybe it might be that shadow woman that attacked you last night.
Huh?
Jabbing at Diggory with her elbow.
Perhaps. I suppose we shall find out, won't we? So, do we press forward or make camp?
I don't think they would like it if we stayed a little bit longer.
All right. Pressing on it is.
Well, at least until I went out of sight, so not that far.
And you don't need to travel too far that you actually are able to get out of sight for there. I was say, if you would like to, now you can decide if you want to press on and potentially even reach the area where the heart is a day early, or if you're going to rest for the day.
If there's someone there,
better to be rested. Yeah. Very well.
He's a credit to his
Let's
race.
set up camp
race
and we'll
is that?
reach the hearts
100-yard
tomorrow.
dash.
Possibly even in 2 weeks' time, considering it's been about 3 hours.
I say we will get to the heart next time.
Dun-dun-dun.
Next
Yay,
time
look-
on Tomb of Annihilation.
Look at us. We are we're a couple of jackasses going after a Vestlact.
You guys did make a decent beeline towards everything.
Intended or otherwise.
Well, you made a beeline pretty well, and then it got a little bit shaken up, and then now you're going that way.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, the roles for you guys for your encounters this week were very, very forgiving. The only one that could have really gone south technically was that frost giant one. But even then, it said as long as you guys are giving them information or they don't believe you're lying to them, you are safe.
The best lies are always 90% the truth.
Or you could have had the person that met the guy actually do the talking about that. Because that person would have only the truth to say.
But that will be for next time. 'Cause you never know, you might run into more frost giants.
Not more frost giants.
If that
Probably
ring of winter is as desired of them as they say, who's to know that there aren't more search parties? I mean, Dehedro knows, but that's irrelevant.
Who needs a ring of winter when you have a silver half dragon?
And a gold dragonborn.
Oh, the silver half dragon uses ice.
Oh, sure. Anyway.
That's what I was meaning.
Fair enough. That one went over my head.
Oh, yes. Anyway, from everybody in my chat, thank you guys so much for hanging out. I will make sure I get this posted to the YouTube channel so we can keep that going and have it for eternity, or at least until YouTube decides to die. You
Yeah.
never know.
So eternity.
Eternity!
And over on my side, thank you all for hanging out, chatting, being all around cool dudes. It's really mostly just Digi and Kitsu. But yeah, we'll see you in the next one.
And on my side, we're going to keep on moving forward.
Not tomorrow. Today.
Thank you,
Because
Mokoko.
because next up is Attack on Titan.
Now let's hit the outro. Boop.
Yay! We got the thing. Where's the button? Where are my buttons? I'm always losing my buttons. Why do I always lose my buttons? They're on this.
Don't lose your button.
They're all. I have an entire page on my stream deck that's all just D&D appropriate buttons, and I still forget which ones are which.
Oh my god.
Guess what? I was actually muted this whole entire time. And it
Oh, no.
wasn't the fact that I was actually muted, it's the fact that there was nothing actually being played on my side because Mike was not correct. Grr.
Well, they have it fixed now, hopefully.
I hate that. I really do. Anyways.
Hopefully you guys enjoyed that session. Literally, those encounters were silly. I was trying to see if you rolled a freaking combat encounter, and the one that you rolled didn't actually turn into a combat encounter.
Yeah. I did find the perfect gift to describe of how Kitsu was saying how her character would have looked.
Yep.
That you did. need to fix my stream deck.
So, when do you want to play our match?
Using the Larry in the ears, can't hear you.
He wants to know about matches and when to start